All right, what's today? Today is February 4th. All right, so in case you were not around yesterday, we had a big drop, 100 plus points. What was it, 130 points?
Order filled.
Pretty big drop. We couldn't get above the previous day's high on during the RTH. We did during the overnight session, but couldn't hold. Did the value area sweep, then we just kept going lower. And at this point, there was some news about a drone that was shot, and an Iranian drone, and then we started dropping even more. Then we just kept going. Sellers kept going, kept pressing, tested below the previous week's low, and then there was the news about the government shutdown, and that was avoided. So then we moved back all the way to the 69.45 again. So 69.45 is still the level to watch, the level to target if we fail to break above or below the ranges, right? Today we have some news. We have at 9:45 we have PMI, we have 10 a.m. services PMI, we have Fed speaking at noon, we have Alphabet reporting after the bell, Qualcomm. So there's room for some triggers for volatility, but in here, while we're in here, this is going to be choppy. Period. That's it. This is chop. This is perfect recipe for chop. So what do we do when it's choppy? Not trading is always an option, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait. There might be an opportunity just before the bell for some move, but we're literally right at the middle of that 20-day point of control. So from here, I'm not interested in trading. If we get away from here, then that's different, but in here, no interest. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for the open. I'm gonna see the reaction on those two economic reports, 9:45 and 10 a.m. Sometimes there's opportunities to trade those news releases. If you wait for that, if there's an expansion of range, then there's a accumulation. There's you start seeing some volume, then you start seeing that there's a continuation of the move. You can lean on those high volume clusters to go with the move or to look for reversals. So I'm likely going to be watching for that and see if there's an opportunity there. If not, I'm going to wait for the first hour and then look for where we're at. If we're in the middle of this and balancing here, I'll look for the IB high or low to either break or fail to break, right? So if it's, let's say we have the IB here, then I see that we're about to break to the upper side, then I'm going to look for longs. But if I see that we're breaking and then coming back into the IB, that's a short opportunity back to the middle, either to 69.45 or to the point of control. Same thing goes for the downside. So those are I think that the scenarios for today are those, unless those 9:45 and 10 a.m. news really bring us away from this area. NQ looks a little weaker than ES at the moment, but I have the evening sessions here, but it's holding below last week's low versus ES that tested below last week's low, and now it's back to the 20-day point of control. So that's a big difference right there. So watch the NQ today. Watch how it compares to ES, and if we have a down day and this is the weakest, it's probably better to short NQ than to wait for ES to catch up. Silver, I've been saying for the last couple of days that this is the magnet at 95. It's looking more and more like we're going there. And gold, I said 51.20 was the target, and we literally got to 51, what was it, 10? 51.10 or something like that? No, 51.15 or something like that. And then we're pulling back, but that's, I consider that target pretty much hit at this point. So I think that this is going to keep being a magnet, and we're going to attempt to look at the other side of this and meet some resistance at this 51.50 area. For silver, the resistance will be at 97. Crude, yesterday I mentioned this 64 being resistance. We looked above there, now we're below, back again. So I'm thinking that now, I mean, this is a multi-distribution profile, so it's a little messy at the moment, but I think that a move back to this area is what's more likely to happen. Just looking at the previous action where we're having lower highs, lower low, and here was big selling, and now we're testing it and seeing sellers again. So what I think that should happen is that we should move back to that 62 area. But if we break again above 64 and we hold it, then this is the target, 65.30. All right. Looking at, I was just telling Don this morning that I'm looking at this chart today. I'm gonna try on, this is a range chart. I'm gonna be watching it today and see if I like it or not.
Yeah, it looks interesting.